Okay, friends, today's Monday, so we have some new things that we're going to be studying. So, last week we were talking about what scientists do and some of the things that they do when they're doing experiments or they're learning about things. So this week we're going to talk about what do scientists do when they discover something new. So I want you to think about the word discover. So discover is an important word. That means that you are finding out something that you might have not known before, or you're finding out new things about something you might know about but didn't know all the things about it. So we are going to read a story today, and it's a funny story. And we need to think about our new topic, which is what do scientists do when they discover something new? So, in this story, there's two characters. Remember, the characters in a story are the people or the animals or the things that the story is about. So, this is a fantasy story. It's not a story that could happen in real life, but the characters in this story are animals, and they're going to discover something new. So, there's some words that we need to know about. The first word is apologize. That's this one up here. Apologize means that you are saying that you're sorry for something that you did. The next word is attention. Say that word with me. Attention. Attention is when you notice something or you're interested in something. You give it all of your attention. The next word is confusion. When we're confused, we're a little bit mixed up. We don't quite know what's happening. And so confusion means that you're a little mixed up. The next word is notice. When you notice something, you see it or you hear it. The next word is snooze. Snooze means you have a little nap or a short little sleep. The next word is webbed. Now, if I say a duck has webbed feet, it means that parts of its feet are connected with skin. Okay, so these are the words you're going to listen for in our story. Apologized, attention, confusion, notice, snooze, and webbed. Okay, so this is a fun story. It's one of Mrs. Hoffman's favorites. It's called Duck and Goose. So, who are the characters in our story? The characters are the duck and the goose. This is written by Tad Hills. So, he also did the pictures. So, this person wrote the words and illustrated the pictures. Duck and goose. Okay, I love the pictures in the story. What is this called? This is the title page. Let me see if I can get it the right way. Duck and goose. Oh my, what is that? Duck quacked. That's a silly question, Goose honked. It's a big egg, of course. Of course it's an egg. I know that, huffed Duck. What I mean is, where did it come from? Goose looked skyward. That means he looked up at the sky. He looked to the river. He looked to the fields. He thought very hard. Who are you? He asked the thing. I, said Duck, puffing out his feathered chest, am the one whose egg this is. I saw it first. Goose quickly raised one webbed foot. It's mine. I touched it first. Hey, you should never put your dirty foot on an egg, Duck scolded. Don't you know anything about caring for eggs, he said. Yes, I do, Goose cried out. Stop yelling, Duck yelled. And then he whispered forcefully, don't you know that you and your screaming are very likely disturbing the baby bird who is trying to take a snooze inside this egg? Goose wished that Duck wasn't right. He lowered his head and he whispered softly, I'm very sorry. Go back to sleep in there. My, that's quite a beauty you have, called a bluebird from across the river. Thank you, it's mine, quacked Duck. Actually, it's mine, honked Goose. Thank you. So, asked Duck, what do we do now? We should do something, said Goose. Yes, you are right. Good thinking, agreed Duck. Like what? So, what did Duck do? He put the egg behind some sticks and he said, this egg is private property. Duck's egg. No geese allowed. No honking. $5 fine. Duck and Goose each thought. So Duck has a thinking bubble right here. This is what Duck wants to do with the egg. Goose also wants to do something with the egg, and he built a fence, and he said, if you are a duck, keep walking. No ducks beyond this point, said his sign. Quiet, please, said the other sign. Absolutely no quacking in this area. So Duck and Goose were fighting over their egg. We must keep the egg warm until the fuzzy little occupant is ready to come out, said Goose. Excellent idea, exclaimed Duck. He pushed past Goose. Step aside, and I shall do just that. But Goose was quick, too. So they were racing to get to the egg. After a flurry of fussing, grunting, and groaning, slipping and sliding, oh no, honking and quacking. Look how the illustrator made all those pictures to show you that the duck and the goose were moving. Duck and Goose found themselves back to back. Scoot over, I don't have any room, complained Duck. You are much closer to me than I am to you. Stop yelling, Goose. Shh, Goose hushed, pointing at the round thing between them. Yes, we must remember. Quiet, quiet, quiet. We mustn't disturb the little one. And so they sat very still, very quiet, waiting for a long time. They waited. What do you think is going to happen? They listened to the crickets chirp and the frogs burp. I'm going to teach this baby bird to quack like a duck, Duck said. Well, I'm going to teach it to honk like a goose, Goose honked back. I'm going to teach this baby bird to waddle, Goose added. So am I, said Duck. They heard the pitter-patter of the rain. I'm going to teach this baby bird to swim, Duck said. Me too, said Goose. To pass the time, they sniffed wildflowers in the warm sun. They shared breadcrumbs while Goose taught Duck how to honk. They watched the sun set in the sky, and Duck taught Goose to quack. Were they fighting anymore? Or were they finding some ways to be friendly? They counted the stars in the night sky. Let's teach our baby to fly, said Goose. Good idea, said Duck. I'm sure our baby will be a fast learner